Timber Tom from the Wood Authority, and welcome to our instructional video on woods of North America. Oh, I just noticed either I have the world's worst case of dandruff, or I just finished ripping some stuff on the saw in the shop. You be the judge. Anyway, the wood I'd like to talk about today is cherry. The genus name is Prunus, and it's part of the rose family, and that includes cherries, plums, and other fruits such as apricots, peaches, and almonds. There's over 200 species of cherry, Prunus family, in the world, and there's about 18 of them that grow to a tree size that are native to North America, and about 7 of those grow in Canada. Probably the most common one is the black cherry, and that's what we're going to talk about today. In Canada, and throughout its range, it can grow to a diameter of 60 centimeters, which is quite big, and as old as 150 years. It's moderately heavy, hard, strong wood, and it works very easily. It's been used in furniture for a couple of years, a couple of hundred years, and it takes a good stain and finishes well. Sometimes it has a very dark stain on it, sometimes almost no stain at all. It's often substituted for mahogany because it's more readily available, and also eliminates problems with the objection that some people have to using tropical woods. Probably the best area for cherry, supposedly, in the world, and I tend to agree, is northwest Pennsylvania. And we have a sample here of some cherry from Pennsylvania. If you get very good cherry, it usually has little or no gum, although boards with a lot of gum can make for kind of an interesting effect. And it's fairly even in color. Most people try to avoid sap, although nearly all cherry, even cherry that's natural cherry, generally has a stain on it. That's because cherry is a photosensitive wood, so as it's exposed to more and more sunlight, the ultraviolet rays change the cherry to a darker color and becomes a deep, rich red color over time. People shorten that process by adding a bit of stain to it, and over time it'll get a bit darker, but it tends to even out the color. The reason that good cherry grows in northwest Pennsylvania is because back in the 1800s there were a lot of fires that swept through that area, especially the area that's now composed of Allegheny National Forest, and it wiped out pretty well all the tree cover there. And that's fortunate for the cherry tree, because cherry tree is very intolerant of shade, such as some other species such as walnuts and oaks. They like to grow in full sun, and eventually they will choke out their competitors. The other reason that cherry is so prevalent in that area is because the small seeds, the pits that occur in the cherry, were actually buried in the ground by squirrels and through other means, and so they survived the fire. And so a lot of other seeds, such as maple trees or ash or some of the other lighter seeds that have just a key on them and would be lying in the leaves on the ground, would have been burned up in the fire. So that's why that area grew up in almost pure cherry. And I have seen cherry trees in that area as big as 3 or 4 feet in diameter. There's some really huge cherry there. Anyway, next time that you're looking to find a wood to work with that machines very well and will give you a beautiful finished product, try some cherry from the Wood Authority. Thanks.